Do I have to?
You want to be a star, don't you? Then take it off! Yeah.
Rachel Zegler's public meltdown just hit a whole new level, and now Family Guy has jumped in, swinging hard. They dropped a ruthless parody of the Snow White mess, and let's just say, they're not holding back one bit. According to Hollywood insiders, the writers behind the animated chaos aren't sweating the heat. Their attitude? We're just telling jokes. Boom. Straight to the point. No apologies. Chris, that's going in the show. See that, Brian? Don't be afraid to tug on the hot wires. That's the vibe they're rolling with. No regrets, no soft landings, just full-blown roast mode on Rachel, Disney, and the entire swirling drama. And yeah, Family Guy threw serious shade with zero concern for backlash. One writer reportedly shrugged and said, well, that's what they get for backing the wrong causes. Oof! The timing? Brutal. Rachel's still licking her wounds from South Park's vicious Pover special and The Simpsons' brutal Snow Woke punch. And now this? Family Guy just cranked the heat with their unfiltered, high-octane mockery. Behind the scenes in the animation world, the buzz is loud. These writers aren't stopping anytime soon. If anything, the massive audience support has them feeling more untouchable than ever. And the visuals? Savage. One of the most viral scenes shows a roller coaster called Disney Stock crashing straight into the abyss, while Peter Griffin just stares in pure confusion. Another jab perfectly nails the cultural chaos spinning around Disney's brand. It's messy, it's wild, and it's not slowing down. Don't miss the next twist. Smash that subscribe button now so you're always one step ahead of the drama. Peter Griffin yelling, "What is everything?" might have just become the most chaotic meme of the week, and it blew up fast. Within hours, that wild line from Family Guy went viral, capturing the pure confusion so many people feel. And even though Rachel Zegler's name wasn't dropped directly, the internet instantly made the connection. She's become the unspoken face of all the backlash getting tossed around. Insiders close to the production say the Family Guy crew sees the outrage surrounding Rachel not as a problem, but as proof they nailed it. They genuinely believe they're voicing what tons of people have been thinking for a while. They're sick of the endless reboots, the preachy undertones, and being talked down to through flashy Hollywood projects. The audience is tired, and Family Guy just gave that frustration a megaphone. For Rachel, this is yet another crushing hit. When even Family Guy, the show that turns celebrity disasters into comedy fuel, starts roasting your downfall like it's primetime gold, that's not just a bad moment. That's a signal you've become a symbol. And not in a good way. It means the jokes are here to stay, and the culture has spoken. It wasn't supposed to spiral like this. Rachel Zegler was meant for a dream run. Personally picked by Spielberg, showered with praise for West Side Story, and landing the lead in Disney's live-action Snow White, everything screamed Hollywood royalty in the making. But somewhere between all the interviews, viral clips, and growing public resentment, the story flipped. The fairy tale turned into a PR disaster, and it's unfolding in real time. Tap that subscribe button so you don't miss a single twist in this unreal Hollywood saga. Insiders are saying it loud. Rachel Zegler isn't just a movie star anymore. She's turned into the face of everything people are fed up with in modern Hollywood. And it didn't happen overnight. It started with a few awkward sound bites, Rachel calling the original 1937 Snow White weird, throwing shade at the prince for being a stalker, and claiming her version would focus on leadership and empowerment instead of, love. Back in the day, that might have gone under the radar. But not now, not in this era, where social media is always locked and loaded for drama. Those clips got clipped, stitched, and flamed across TikTok. YouTube critics broke down every sentence like it was a crime scene. And fans who used to crave the Disney sparkle, they started asking the one question Disney wasn't ready for. Do they even like the classics they keep remaking? And just like that, Rachel was caught in the middle of the storm. Not because she planned it, not because she's untalented, but because she ended up as the face of a much bigger mess. Corporate overkill, tired reboots, and audiences who are done being talked down to. She became the symbol of a Hollywood machine that's forgotten how to entertain without preaching. Then Family Guy stepped in, and they didn't hold back. They didn't just make jokes. They launched a full-on comedy airstrike straight at Disney's Snow White debacle. Insiders from the animation world say Disney execs never saw it coming. They were shocked by how sharp and savage the mockery was. And that first hit? Surprisingly clean. Peter Griffin just wanders around Disneyland, totally lost and confused. But behind the laughs was a jab that cut deep. This saga's only heating up. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next bombshell drop. But the real knockout punch in that Family Guy episode? It wasn't even a line. It was what viewers saw behind Peter Griffin. A roller coaster labeled Disney stock plunging straight down in a nosedive. No metaphors, no sugarcoating. Just a brutal blinking sign that Disney's golden era might have crashed. And their endless stream of remakes and reboots? It's riding shotgun on the way down. Then came the identity confusion gag. Peter's watching TV, casually says, "Wow, that girl's hot." His buddy corrects him. That's a boy. It happens again and again, until Peter's brain short-circuits and he just screams, "What is everything?" And just like that, boom! Meme of the week. Social media lit up instantly. It wasn't just funny, it was too real. That one line hit a nerve. It summed up exactly how tons of people feel right now, lost in the constant rewrites, identity swaps, and reboots with no end in sight. It's like Hollywood keeps flipping the script faster than audiences can keep up and still expects a standing ovation every time. People are getting dizzy, and Family Guy nailed that chaos with savage precision. And before Family Guy even lit the match, South Park had already dropped dynamite with their explosive Pandaverse special. That wasn't just a roast. It was an all-out demolition job on Disney's playbook. The whole thing centered around a character clearly inspired by Kathleen Kennedy. The Disney exec fans love to blame for the company's recent flops. She's handed a mystical object called the Panderstone. Yeah, you read that right. Which forces her to cram diverse women into every single franchise, no matter the storyline, fan base, or logic. No subtle digs here, it was a direct hit. Don't get left behind. Hit that subscribe button so you're always plugged into the wildest turns in pop culture. South Park didn't just throw punches, they went nuclear. The biggest gut shot came from their Kathleen Kennedy parody, proudly shouting the now iconic line, "Put a chicken in it and make her gay." That one sentence exploded online, becoming a meme that perfectly captured how so many people feel about today's remakes. Forced, hollow, and chasing checkboxes instead of good storytelling. It wasn't subtle. It didn't need to be. But just when you thought the animated mockery couldn't get worse for Disney, real life piled on. At a public panel, George Lucas himself, the creator of Star Wars, was asked about how Disney handled the franchise after he sold it to them. He gave a slight smile and dropped a soft but sharp line about how things had changed and how some decisions didn't exactly match his vision. At first, the audience gave an awkward laugh, but then it grew louder as people realized Lucas wasn't joking. He wasn't screaming. He didn't need to be. The sting was in the silence. The message hit hard. Even George Lucas, the man who once handed over his empire with hope, now seemed to feel the sting of regret. For Disney execs, already spiraling from the Snow White backlash, Lucas's polite jab hit like a wrecking ball. Insiders say it was a brutal wake-up call, not just about losing fans or box office power, but about losing trust. And once that trust cracks, no PR stunt or flashy trailer can fix it. The laughter at Lucas's panel spread across the internet faster than any teaser Disney's dropped in years. And at the center of it all, Rachel Zegler. Her name's now tangled in something way bigger than just a box office flop. She's become the face of a much deeper problem inside the Disney empire. It's not just about Snow White anymore, it's about what Disney represents now. Worse yet, insiders are already whispering that Disney's next big live-action gamble is sinking before it even sets sail. And Rachel's name is all over it. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button now and stay ahead of the storm. According to a wave of leaks and swirling reports, Disney's got its sights set on Rachel Zegler to lead their upcoming live-action remake of Tangled. But judging by the internet's reaction, the storm has already started, before a single camera has rolled. And the numbers? Insane. Tangled is rumored to be Disney's most expensive live-action gamble yet, with costs soaring past $500 million once you factor in production and marketing. That's $500 million riding on a risky bet that the audience burned by Snow White will come crawling back for another reboot. But if early fan reactions mean anything, Disney might be walking straight into another cultural landmine. As soon as the Rachel rumors hit the web, hashtags like Not My Rapunzel and Save Tangled exploded across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Comment sections got flooded with frustrated cries, "Can't we just leave one princess untouched? Why does everything need to be modernized?" And here's the thing, it's not all about Rachel herself. Insiders say this goes deeper. She's become a symbol, fairly or not, of everything fans feel is broken in Disney's current playbook. Disrespect for the source material. Scripts that preach instead of entertain. And promos that feel like scolding sessions dressed up as empowerment. Rachel's name now sets off alarms in the fan base. And to make things worse, she recently walked right into one of the most unintentionally brutal viral moments of the year. In a now infamous Instagram story, she posted a video of herself entering a theater to celebrate her movie's release. Flowers in hand, all smiles, like it was her own red carpet moment. But behind her, row after row of empty seats. Not just empty, a ghost town. It was supposed to be a sweet celebration. Instead, it turned into a meme so savage it practically defined the entire Snow White PR collapse. That image, Rachel smiling in front of a sea of emptiness, became a symbol of the disconnect between Hollywood's dreams and audience reality. This drama is spiraling fast. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next move in Disney's high-stakes game. Just a handful of scattered viewers, no buzz, no energy, just silence. The internet caught it immediately. Within hours, TikTok lit up with edits of Rachel Zegler walking into that empty theater, flowers in hand. Some joked she was attending her own career's funeral. Others mashed the clip together with Family Guy's brutal Disney stock roller coaster, making the symbolism even louder. Reddit threads popped up under savage titles like, "The Loneliest Premiere in Disney History." Twitter joined the pile-on with memes like Snow White and the 7 empty seats. But underneath the memes and echoing silence, something deeper is boiling. Insiders say there's a serious resentment growing among longtime Disney fans. Rachel Zegler has unintentionally become the face of a much bigger frustration. The shift from timeless storytelling to identity-first agenda pushing. It didn't begin with her, but her Snow White casting lit the match. Here's the spark. Snow White, since the Brothers Grimm all the way through Disney's 1937 original has always been described as having skin as white as snow. So when Disney cast a Latina actress in the iconic role, a firestorm ignited. Sure, some hailed it as progress, but a large vocal slice of the audience didn't see it that way. And they weren't just mad about who was cast. They were upset over what they saw as a total rewrite of a classic while treating the original like a problem that needed fixing. And Rachel's interviews? They didn't calm the storm, they poured gas on it. Instead of hyping up her new take, she called the original weird, slammed the prince as a stalker, and basically dismissed the classic love story altogether. For fans who grew up on the original magic, it felt like a slap. And just when you think it can't go any further, insiders say The Simpsons might be next to enter the ring. The longest-running, most culturally iconic animated series on TV could be gearing up to take its own shot. And if they do, it won't be just another meme. It'll be a historic takedown, etched in yellow, broadcast to millions, and locked into pop culture's DNA forever. If you've got thoughts on this mess, drop a comment below. We want to hear your take. Smash that like button if you think Disney's lost the plot. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next wild twist in this Hollywood roller coaster.